Hey British Lit. I don't know why I keep saying hey British Lit every time. I do that for every class. But anyway, I'm going to do a little summary of 3 and 4. I'm not going to go over everything again, but I just kind of want to give you a little breakdown because I know these chapters are a little difficult. I know that he's kind of hard to understand, Charles Dickens. I hope you guys are getting a grip on the discussion board. If you have questions, just email me. I'm really enjoying seeing your responses. It's kind of fun that we can kind of have a chat. So first of all, the beginning of chapter 3 is a little weird. He does that a couple times, and I wanted to read to you like a little modern retelling of this part, like what it would mean today. So I'm just going to read that real quick. It says, it's amazing. This is like the very beginning of the chapter, what it would be if he wrote it today. It's amazing to think that every human being is a complete mystery to every other human being. When I enter a big city at night, I think how every one of the houses clustered together in the dark holds its own secret inside. And every room and every house has its own secret. And every one of the thousands of people in the city keeps a secret from those closest to him. In a way, it's like death. When I'm dead, I can no longer turn the pages of life's book and vainly hope to read all of it. I won't be able to look at the mysteries of life and catch glimpses of hidden truths. Life ends in an instant when I've only begun to experience it. It ends with its mysteries forever unsolved, leaving me without answers. The same is true of my friend, neighbor, or dearest love, all of whom will die. Death turns the secrets each individual carries into permanent mysteries. Just as my secrets will never come out once I've died. Are the dead in London's graveyards more mysterious to me than its living inhabitants are? Or am I as much of a mystery to those inhabitants myself? So I just kind of really like that part. It kind of shows you that Dickens does write about a lot of darker themes in this book. Just the tone of it is just kind of dark. He's asking about like secrets, and as we know here, we're getting in these chapters, we're starting to see some secrets already revealed, and we'll see way more secrets as we go, and a lot of cool things. I don't know. I love this book. It's a little slow to start, and then it gets good pretty quick. So, yeah, because we already have this whole recall to life situation. So chapter 3, there's Jerry, the honest tradesman. Jerry is the one who took Jarvis Lorry the information, and you find out that he drinks quite a bit. And this is one part that's kind of confusing in chapter 3. Is a lot of it is Jarvis Lorry is riding in the carriage, and he like is kind of in and out of sleeping and dreaming, and so it's a lot of his dreams. He is talking like he's back at the bank, and then he's all of a sudden talking about he's on his way to dig someone out of a grave. And then he keeps saying buried how long? 18 years. And then he says like, do you even care to live? And he says, I'm not sure. Will you come and see her? So there's a lot of mystery in chapter 3. Then we have chapter 4, which is the preparation in Dover. It does talk about that there's a Tellson's Bank in Paris and London. Jarvis Lorry, the banker guy, says it's been 15 years since I have come back from Paris. Then we learn that he is meeting someone, and that is Miss Manette. She is 17 years old. Jarvis Lorry was heading to France. That's why he was in the carriage, and he has stopped. Jerry tells him to wait for Miss Manette. She walks in and asks if he's a stranger, and this is one thing I want you to understand. He keeps saying, I'm just a businessman. I'm just kind of like a machine. I'm just a machine. I'm a speaking machine. Like, I don't have any feelings. I'm not connected to this. I'm just a banker. Which kind of makes you wonder, if you keep repeating it that many times, are you just a banker, or is there more connection to this? He does tell this story about a French doctor who was thought to be dead, and Lucy's like, that sounds like my dad's story. I'm not going to give you too many details, and then he brings out the bombshell, which I'm not going to tell you. Like, what if, and you find out why they're going to France. He does say a lot about, like, Miss Manette's past. He does say that her mother had died, and her mother had not been entirely truthful to her, and so she never knew that there was a possibility of what Jarvis Lorry is telling her. And so they are going to go to France to quickly pick up someone, I'm not going to tell you who it is, and then come back from France, because they want to do it secretively, because they're not quite sure this is all I'm going to say. Someone is in prison and they're not quite, or was in prison, and they're not quite sure like if he still needs to be in prison or if he's allowed to leave. So they want to get him out of France as quickly as possible just to make sure he is, you know, safe. I am going to read you a description because I love Charles Dickens's descriptions. It's hard to say Dickens's. But anyway, so her name, by the way, Miss Minette, her first name is Lucy, because I keep trying to call her Lucy. So just in case you don't know, her first name is Lucy. That'll come into play later. But so Lucy, obviously, after hearing this information, gets a little shocked. And so this crazy woman comes in. She's kind of like her caretaker, because Lucy's only 17. I love the description. It says, a wild-looking woman who, even in his agitation, Mr. Lorry observed to be all of a red color and to have red hair and to be dressed in some extraordinary tight-fitting fashion and to have on her head a most wonderful bonnet like a grenadier wooden measure, and good measure too, or a good Stilton cheese, came running into the room in advance of the inn servants and soon settled the question of his detachment from the poor young lady by laying a brawny hand upon his chest and sending him flying back against the nearest wall. So this lady like runs in and like pushes him back. I really think this must be a man, was Mr. Lorry's breathless reflection, simultaneously with his coming against the wall. And I just think it's so funny. His descriptions are great. And you're going to see who that character is later, too. So anyway, I hope you're understanding. Don't forget to check in to the discussion board and put your thoughts. I kind of asked a couple questions this time, so make sure you put your thoughts in there, and I will give you points for checking in. So I hope these videos are helpful and not just annoying. I mean, if you're understanding and you don't feel like you need to watch, then I guess don't. But, yeah. I will hopefully see you guys on Friday. Bye.